scrimmages are really how you like to see. I mean, as close to the simulated game action as you can. I guess, what did you learn this last weekend that you were hoping to see?
That I love this team. I love the passion. I love the energy. I love the togetherness. That we're going to be a really physical football team. I love our coaches. Love our staff. Learn that we're going to be explosive on both sides of the ball, and it's going to come from different positions at different times. And learn that they like to have fun together. You know, those are the things I really learned about our team. And there's different intricate details of, you know, the scheme and position battles and all that. But overall, for me, when I looked at it, I expressed to the team how much I love them, how much I thought how good I think this football team can be, and where we can climb to. And yeah, that's what I learned.
Is there anyone that surprised you so far in fall camp? And similarly, who are the players that you feel have made the biggest jump going from spring until this point?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think surprised, I don't think there's a lot of surprises, but I do think there's some guys that have stood out. I think I said this at Media Day. Cole Sullivan is the guy that continues to climb, that continues to make an impact. We really feel really good about that linebacker room. From Ernie, Jay Sean, Jimmy, and Cole, that guy, you know, he was probably the guy that people weren't talking about. Didn't know, you know, he's a younger guy, but he's a guy that's really stood out, and he's doing, you know, he's very multiple, doing different things. And then in that room again, you got a guy like Chase Taylor who just keeps chomping at the bit to be better and better and better. So I think from a defense perspective, that group, that guy, you know, specifically Cole, just jumps out at me. You know, we all know about the defensive front and what those guys have done, but Cole really is a guy that's jumped out. In the secondary, I'd say another guy is, you know, Jaden Mangham is a guy I guess kind of would be not a surprise, but a guy that's taken the next steps and pushing that safety room. We talked about T.J. Metcalf, right? We talked about Brandon Hillman and Mason Curtis, but Jaden's really a guy that's really taken the next steps on defense to show that capability, and we love all those guys, but the more the better. And corners, Josiah Edmond is a guy. Shamari Earl's the true freshman. He's flashed and done some really good things. And on offense, you know, you talk about where the offensive line. You know, big shout out to Grant Newsome and what he's done with that group, and you know, Coach Gilbert and Marukian and Coach Castillo. They've invested a lot of time in that group to be really good, and they know the vision. They know what I want in that O-line, and they know how we should run it as an offensive line. And they've imprinted that in that group, and they've become closer this offseason. They've worked really, really hard, and they're pushing that D-line now. There's days that the O-line wins, you know, and that's what you want. You want that good back and forth. So that whole group has been great. Quarterbacks have been great, which is much improved, playing at a really good level. You know, we'll see where it goes and how far we'll go to that. As far as naming the quarterback, and you guys want to know who the quarterback is, I'll tell you on game week. So before any questions come about that. Running back room been great. Micah Capana, Bryson Cudsdale's picking up where he went from the spring. Receivers, really electric group. You know, feel really good about this group. Coach Bellamy, Coach Sue Campbell have done a great job, and then tight end, same thing. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun team to watch.
And then how about, would you want to play more than one of them to see how they do in a real game in the opener?
We'll see about that. We'll see.
Sticking on that offensive line, before fall camp, left tackle, right guard were two positions that were up in the air. I wonder if you could give us an update on how those are shaking out.
Yeah, it's constant battle. We literally just talked about it. So like I said, Andrew Babalola and Evan Link at left tackle is a constant battle, and you can throw Blake Frazier in there. You know, he's also been working at right. So we got guys moving all around. I love that when that happens. And then at the right guard, I mean, it could be a combination of, you got Nate Afobe, you got Lawrence Attar, you got Jake Cunera, and you got Brady Norton, who's been working in there and at center. So it's a group of four guys that can move all around inside. You know, I think Kripp has really done a good job at center. We keep pushing him with Jake. Gio's kind of cemented himself as the starting left guard. You know, he's a guy that's played a lot of football. We're watching clips of 2022 versus Illinois, and he was in there because Keegan had a stinger or shoulder problem. So he's a guy that's played in there. Andrew Sprague's played really well at right tackle. We still got, you know, Blake pushing him, but he's really pushing. So Got a couple of spots we think we got cemented, but we're gonna let those other guys fight it out. Gonna need them all though, so.